done. Intro. It's intro time. Shush. Everyone shut up. What's going on, all you main characters? Welcome to another episode of Third Party Studios After Party. We are... Hold on. Something...
What?
No, I fucked up. Hold on. Technical difficulties we are experiencing. Hold on.
Wow.
Bada bing. I fixed it.
Everything right.
Yeah, we fixed it. And then... Go ahead.
Still figuring shit out? Right?
Yeah, I'm still figuring shit out. All right. Now go ahead.
All right. Well,
Okay,
how's
cool.
it going?
All right, don't worry about
Enjoy
it.
the show?
Welcome to another episode of After Party. Thank you guys. Thank you all main characters for tuning into this one. Sorry for the technical difficulties at the start. You'd think like 6 episodes into this series we'd have gotten it figured out, and after a year and a half of playing with streaming software, we wouldn't have this kind of a difficulty.
Yeah, no one said you were ever good at anything, so.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And no one ever said Rhaenyra was good at ruling, because that's what's happening.
Yeah, she's not a very confident person, is she?
No, I mean, first off, I think she is the kind of character that needs to actually have a win under her belt before she starts like singing her praises and feeling that confidence.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, no, seriously, don't go do it. And she's like, no, I really need to kill something.
Well, no, the win wasn't even her doing, really. The dragon kind of did its own thing.
Yeah, it's like, what win? They don't have any wins.
Well, he's gonna fight for the black side,
Right.
Alan or Adam or whichever one it is.
Yeah, so he's Lord Corus.
Lord Colus's bastards.
Yeah, and honestly, I was looking at those characters and I was thinking that they were actually Rhaenyra's old husband. Do you remember when Rhaenyra was married to one of Corlys's kids?
Oh, you mean you just had it up? Laenor? Yeah, Laenor.
Yeah. So I thought that was him the whole time.
No, they sent him away.
Yeah, I know. I know. But time has passed.
You think Corlys would have recognized his own son sitting in the corner when he was talking to his other bastard?
No, he burned alive. Remember? Remember, he's dead. No, honestly, I was thinking about Rhaenyra. So obviously, to finish out the end of the episode, you had
We got scissor blocking.
Scissor of Dragons. Yes,
Yeah.
a Scissor of Dragons. Well, I just am kind of realizing that Rhaenyra seems to only get turned on by people who serve her.
I mean, that's how I do it.
Well, like Kristen Cole, then you had Strong, and now you have whatever her name is.
The white worm.
Missaria. Yeah, Missaria. So I mean, like, you have she's really only like getting it off when it comes to like people who serve her.
A little Weinstein-esque, huh?
No, Weinstein. Yeah. It's a little I don't know. This was maybe like she probably is a little pent up.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, her
Well, they kind of got another win in King's Landing with all the small folk.
Yeah, that was actually kind of cool. I liked how they did it. They really didn't have anything meaningful happen. Like Alicent got scratched on the arm, and
the city's turned against the Greens.
yeah, the city's turned against the Greens, but the city was like, the delivery of food was actually a really cool scene. Because I mean, at first you see this guy, he's like looking for clams and shit.
I'm just looking for clams.
He's just looking for clams to eat. And then he sees a boat filled with food. I'm like, all right, what the fuck is one boat filled with food gonna do?
Right.
He looks up and he sees 7 boats of food. And I'm like, holy shit.
You counted the boats.
That's good. Well, I counted the boats in the shot. I might have.
Yeah, I guess.
It was a quick shot. We haven't rewatched it, so I haven't gone back and recounted. But it was about 7 or so.
Yeah, they keep on showing. Like I mentioned it before the episode, that the guy in the bar claiming to be a Targaryen is going to be maybe actually he wasn't lying.
No, I
got
mean
that his hair's kind of whitish, and
Yeah.
then he also got like Hugh or something. I think is the blacksmith.
yeah,
That big fucking dude.
Yep.
He's got white hair.
yeah.
Is he also another fucking secret Targaryen?
I highly doubt it. I don't think all of these side characters are actually. I don't think all the side characters that they're introducing are necessarily Targaryens, Valyrians. I don't necessarily think they are that.
I just know the blacksmith plays a bigger role yet to come.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to
That
see
keeps
what
on getting teased.
I can't wait to see what that's about.
Yeah, maybe he makes some shit.
Maybe he becomes a cabbage vendor. My cabbages.
Well, it's like right away in this episode, they start off with Jace's idea, basically. It was throw this dude to a dragon. And right when they said it was Sea Smoke, I'm like, oh, well, he's fucking dead.
Yeah,
I know he's not going to ride Sea Smoke. I know one of the bastards is.
Yeah. No, Sea Smoke, honestly...
He was trolling hard.
You can tell... Yeah, he was edging.
He's like, mount me.
He's like, come on.
JK.
Just kidding. I'll burn you.
Now you're on fire.
No, you knew, first off, if you hadn't read the books or didn't know anything, you still would know 2 seconds into that scene, oh, this is going to go bad.
Yeah, the first one's not going to go right.
Right. Well, it was super ominous, and then the scene dragged on so fucking long.
That's true.
They literally made a point of putting on screen that the guy made, like, a couple of stutter steps.
Yeah.
And then,
dude, just get on with it.
And then he triggered a flag by saying, I actually did it. I was like, dude, don't trigger flags in front of a dragon.
You celebrate too early.
You never go off on a dragon.
That bitch first. Then high five.
Dude, that was actually a really well done scene, all in all. I was like, it's really well done, but I mean, it becomes incredibly obvious almost instantly that, oh, okay, like, you're not really playing on anything. You're like, okay, he's just gonna die.
Yeah, I knew this wasn't gonna work off the bat, and then once it was Sea Smoke, I was like, oh, confirmed, dead.
He's like, he was our best candidate. I was like, really?
Really? Your best candidate just happened to be in your Kingsguard, too? What are the fucking chances of that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, he was our best candidate. He was the only one geographically close, so yeah, started with him.
Do you think Rhaena's going to get a dragon now, too?
Yeah.
That wild one out in the Vale?
Yep, I think that's exactly what that's set up to do. Either it's set up so that she finds it and dies, or she finds it and it becomes the dragon she finally always wanted for Christmas.
I want to see all those failed attempts at her trying to get the dragon. Like, how many times did she almost die because of that?
Yeah, I was like, dude, this guy only got to try once. You tried each dragon and none of them said yes.
None of them like you.
Yeah, they're all... But
you
none
just
of
got
them,
a shit character, apparently.
yeah, it's like none of them killed you.
Like, it's like, you're not even worth killing. Your personality sucks.
Yeah. It's like you're too small to eat. This guy that guy got a rough start. That guy did not get off.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool chance. But that's set up, like, imagine being that guy. It's got to be scary as fuck.
Oh, God. I mean, first off, I wouldn't have been as much of a bitch about it. Like,
I would have been, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm kind of good just being a Kingsguard. I don't need to test this theory out right now.
Your Highness, for real, though. I'm super grateful. Love the optimism.
Love the optimism. Let's keep it up, but I'm going to pass on this
Let me
one.
just be very clear. I'm not a Targaryen. I'm not a... Yeah, I don't...
Yeah, my grandmother's grandmother fucked one at some point. I don't know. It's
And
down
by the
line.
way, Your Highness, is that like the king's dragon? Like, I don't want that one. Can I get like a tiny dragon?
Yeah, can we start off small?
Can I get like a baby dragon that I can wrestle?
Yeah, can it grow up with me like the ones that are growing up with the other kids?
Yeah, those...
That must make it easier to imprint on a dragon.
Oh, God,
Just
probably.
growing up together.
Yeah.
You
Imagine
got an easy way out.
Imagine growing up, getting to be like 18 years old, dragons fully grown, and you walk up to it and be like, all right, bro, you ready? Dragon's like snuffs you off. It's like, no. Or kills you.
Dude, I grew up with you. I know how much of a bitch you are.
Yeah. Do you remember when you stubbed your toe and cried for like a week? I remember.
I was 4. Yeah, so.
Dragons member.
Dragons, man.
Oh, man. That was a good scene. This episode was filled with good scenes, but it's another one of those, like, the progression. It's like, killing me.
It's another one where a bunch of, like, baby steps. Like, you know, well, we finally got Daemon and Viserys back together.
Yes.
So I was actually looking forward to that.
Yep.
So I knew they wouldn't skip that if he's having these visions and shit.
Well,
and so he's regretting not being there for his brother quite a bit.
Well, and these visions are actually these visions specifically are actually serving a narrative purpose now. Like the ones with Viserys actually are narratively building off of. They're like actually building up Daemon and forcing him to deal with things. The other ones were literally just tormenting him. Which was so now I can actually see what my frustration was with the visions because I saw in
I
the
felt like they weren't really adding much.
they were actually like detracting. They were just filler.
You found out he had mommy issues last time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you found out is a strong word. It's
Witnessed.
like we observed. That was kind of gross.
Yeah, and so now he's also got a win with Grover Tully passing away.
Yeah, finally got a W. I mean,
Alice went over there and killed him is basically what we're getting.
Yeah, that was kind of cool too.
So just give it 3 days, he'll be dead.
Yeah, then you won't have any problems
Then
to
you
deal
gotta
with.
deal with Oscar.
Yeah.
And his brother Grouch. And then I'll eventually get to Elmo.
Well, I mean, Oscar.
I love that they're just blatantly named after Sesame Street.
Oscar's the kid he already spoke with. He's like,
Yeah,
you
that
just
would've been
kill
the
your
grand-
grandfather
Yeah,
and just be done
the
with it.
grandson. And now, so Elmo's father, Oscar, is now in charge.
Yeah, so I'm perfectly. I mean, that's a great setup for Damon. I don't know if like the visions will stop once he's like confronted his emotional issues. Really glad.
Yeah, I don't know. We're still trying to figure out if it's like, the castle's actually haunted or it's Alice fucking with him. I mean, he blamed, I want to say Simon Strong.
Yeah. He blamed the guy who was basically
the most chill dude ever.
It's like, Your Grace, Your King. I'm like he keeps
I'm
calling.
just going along with the flow, man. I'm trying to help.
It's like, remember when you like single-handedly conquered me? Like, I'm not fucking with you, dude. You got this, all
Remember
right?
when you ruined my dinner that one night?
Do you want my daughter? Like, she's right. I don't know. It's like, I don't know what you do,
I
King.
don't want to do about my retard sons, but
Well, those sons were like, "Oh, I want this. I want the smoke in that scene."
it's like, do you? Do you really?
Well, they got up. They stood up.
I know.
And then Damon's like, "No, no, no."
It probably shows how dumb they are too.
Well, and then he pulls out the dagger, which was an escalation. And then the son stands up again, and the old man's like, "No, no, 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 no." So they definitely got smacked down a couple times. I would have liked for them to actually show something, because you got Damon stuck with these tards in Harrenhal.
I don't
It'd
know
be
if
nice.
he's ever gonna leave, man.
Harrenhal, you think he's stuck there forever?
Yeah, you got part of the veil, and no, was it the veil with that?
There's the Vale, there's the twins, there's Harrenhal.
Why am I blanking on this?
The Lannisters.
The Lannister army that they had like a couple thousand or whatever, and then
Yeah, I didn't know where they were going.
match it. They're on their way to Harrenhal.
Yeah, they're marching straight there.
Yeah. And then one of the twin Lannisters is like demanding that Aemon.
That was a bit ballsy. It's like, I don't think they've met on screen. I didn't recognize this Lannister.
Oh, it's the same. It's the same dude.
No, it's a twin.
I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, but
So-
I think the only other time he was actually in the show was during Viserys' hunt.
Oh, it's like Jason Lannister is the one who's out on the battlefield,
Right,
and
Tyland's the one on
the council.
yeah, the
Yeah.
council.
So Jason Lannister, dude. So we get a sneak peek of the CGI lions.
Yeah, lions.
I'm kind of all for that.
I kind of didn't like the rendition of the Lannister song though in the background.
I didn't even notice. Kind of a small factor for me.
I was like,
could-
oh, they're playing it, but it's kind of a weird version. Not a fan.
it's like a 300-year-older version.
Yeah.
It's much older. It's like,
more drums, a sicker beat.
yeah. But Jason Lannister kind of just pops off. He's like, oh yeah, Aemon, just come on, hurry up,
Come on, man.
chip chop.
Yeah, with haste.
So that was kind of cool. Aemon is very, very reserved. Like, he's very reserved. I mean, he was very clear with Tyland that he was pissed about the thing, but he still was like not taking it out on Tyland. He's like, no, seriously, just tell him to fucking deal with
I
it.
got another job for you.
Also,
You know that triarchy that we beat down a couple times a few years ago? Let's get them on our side to break the blockade.
yeah,
Which I don't think you can't go up against Corlys's fleet. I think they're pretty much unstoppable.
yeah. And I hope it'd be cool to see the pirates get a couple of small victories, which like draw
Guerrilla
out.
tactics.
Well, it'd be like hit them a couple times and then force the armada, like the fleet, to be like, no, we're gonna shut you the fuck down.
These fucking pirates.
Pull a dragon into the fight and then have like a sea battle against a dragon. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, Jack Sparrow can show up.
See a dragon not strafing, just killing one ship at a time out of a few hundred.
Just pot shots. He's not even around. He's just like shooting from the cliff.
Why can't dragons strafe? Like, why can't they fucking like blow a line?
It makes too much sense.
Oh, I would never line break. You kill as many as you can with one long strike.
Yeah. I mean, it's the way to go.
Classic
Classic.
dragon tactics.
I didn't think the little people would be so ballsy to fucking just go after Alicent and Helena, though.
Well, so they did against Joffrey. In Game of Thrones, like Joffrey's a much scarier target than like
shit at him.
Well, and like you think that the Greens are going to come down strong on the people, especially when you're like, oh, they just took all the rat catchers in the city and just put them all up there. It's like,
yeah, but Aemon cut him down. Isn't he such a nice guy?
Yeah, he's so great. It's like, cut down the fucking rat catchers.
Yeah.
So I think the little folk is going to be an interesting like hindrance, but I don't think it's going to actually. I don't think it's actually going to be significant. And you could see this in like Game of Thrones. Yes, the people were starving, and Tyrion's like, they're starving, you idiots, and you were mad at them. You tried to execute them all, you fucking duts.
Right, cut off their heads.
Yeah.
And Alicent was the complete opposite. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
You can't just cut his hand off. Let him touch me.
You're dealing with an angry mob right now.
Yeah, escalate.
Yeah.
Definitely cut their hands off.
And then if sheathe your swords, and then they get more violent, and then he's like, you heard what she said, sheathe your swords. It's like, dude, you guys are going fucking down.
Yeah, I think the value placed in the little folk in King's Landing is very, very overplayed. I think this is an overplayed move. I think
you can lose cities to riots.
You can, but I don't think that that's going to happen.
It's 1 million people.
Do you think Aemond? So first off, you're ahead of this. You know more than I do in this.
Kinda, not really.
So Aemond, do you think Aemond would give up King's Landing versus like? Yeah, he's like, the little people ran me out. I'm like, I'm riding fucking Vagar. Like, I'll just burn this shit down.
Maybe he just lights it on fire too.
Yeah, I mean, first off, if I had an Iron Throne with a bunch of swords around it, and a bunch of poor people came at me,
I'd want on a throne of pillows, actually.
Throne of pillows.
So much more comfortable. I'd sleep in that bitch.
Julius Caesar in this bitch. No,
Some
Aemon.
Slut feed me grapes.
All of the characters are doing exactly what I would expect them to be doing. Like Clubfoot gets shut down by Aemon, goes straight to Aegon. He's like, no,
he can manipulate Aegon.
Yeah, Aegon's actually my best chance for being higher ranked in this whole bitch. And Aemon's like shutting him down and actually sees right through him.
Right. Immediately when he's like, yeah, send word to get Otto over here. I need a hand back.
Who's loyal.
Yeah.
He makes it very, very clear. Like, you're here because you were Aegon's choice. And I, like...
You're smart and I don't trust you.
Yeah. A Master of Whispers. You don't want a Master of Whispers you can trust, kind of, mostly.
Kind of mostly.
I don't know. They murder Hands of Kings, so I'm not 100% on board with that. Jace is still like he had these smart moments in the last episode. It's like, dude, Jace is playing really freaking well right now, and he's backseating it all of this episode. He's like, "Mommy, Daemon, we need Daemon, Mommy."
Because I don't think you can
your
be
idea,
queen either.
Your idea that I came up with was really good, Mommy. It was like,
right.
Dude, this kid. It's like, dude, be a badass or don't be a badass. But you can't be making all these gangster moves, like totally like diplomacy and the shit out of this bitch, and then take a back seat whenever you're in Dragonstone. It's like, you got to go do shit.
I mean, yeah. Well,
like Jace could be a badass. He could be awesome, but he's not.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah. Well, they finally. They mentioned him once before, but one of Alicent's sons is in Old Town.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was that old already. He's 16. You said 10 and 6
10
years?
and 6. Yeah, 10 and 6 would be 6. Yeah.
The last time I checked, it would have been 16. Yeah.
Well, I thought it was like 10 and a half. That's how I understood it, but you're probably right.
I mean, he's talking about fucking around with ladies too, so I would imagine he'd be 16 and not 10.
I thought
but you never know in this kind of world.
I don't know, but also it sounded like an implication that he would become, is how I interpreted that also. So
I don't
know.
Maybe I'm wrong. I'm usually not, but
yeah, you're wrong all the time. Dude.
Yeah.
Remember that one time? Just kidding.
No, I don't. I block it from memory anytime I'm wrong.
Daemon is going. So I accept that Daemon is not going to get over his visions this season. I don't have any like. I wish he would get over his visions. I'm sick of them. But at least in this episode, they were building up his character and actually working towards something, which made it a lot more tolerable. But I am so over these goddamn visions.
Yeah, what do we got? 2 episodes left?
2 episodes of season 2. Yeah.
We'll
probably get.
They're gonna end the season.
Well, I think we'll get one. I think we'll probably get one decent battle next week, and I think it'll probably be like Harrenhal finally being resolved.
Do you think the Lannisters will get to Harrenhal then, and
Yep.
that'll be the battle?
I think Lannisters will get to Harrenhal. I think Vagar will join because it says Vagar will like all join in good time or whatever.
Yeah, I'll get there when I fucking want to.
Yep. And then Daemon will be there, and he'll finally have.
Yeah, because Sir Kristen and Gwaine are both heading there too.
Yep. I think it'll probably be something where Harrenhal is this going to be this pinnacle moment of conflict in this season. This will be like the big one. And I think Rhaenyra is going to show up too, and her and Daemon will have this kind of reconciliation where they kind of get back to like being united on a front. And then Rhaenyra is like, yeah, but I'm also definitely going to fuck that servant woman.
I hope you don't mind a third.
Yeah, Daemon.
Player 3 has entered the game.
Daemon minding. Just kidding.
I mean, they both... Well, Daemon used to sleep with her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And now the other one wants peace.
Yep. Well, and then we
like
have
that long-ass hug. I'm like, as soon as they hugged, I'm like, oh, it's scissoring time.
Oh, yeah. You know what got Rhaenyra really going was her hearing about her dad. It was like hearing about how her dad treated her. Oh, dude, that ever want to get me started?
Like, this is the longest hug in cinema history right now. Just start licking each other's necks or something.
Just do
Let's
something.
Get on with it.
Do it. Come on. There's
on,
5 minutes
just do
left
it.
of the episode.
Just seize already.
Caesar, get to it. Come on. No, it was a. So what are the councils going to look like now? So we have Aegon is alive, and he's going to survive. He's going to look like a total badass after having these birds. They're going to figure out a way to make him look like a badass cinematically. In this,
Yeah, I mean, you had Laris already planting seeds in his head about
Yep.
trying to take him out again.
So you're going to have
You remember what happened.
Aegon. You're going to have. So on the green side, you'll have Aegon. You'll have Aemond. You'll have. I think Otto Hightower is dead. If he's not responding to these summons to King's Landing, something else is. Especially if Aemond is the one doing it, because Aegon was the one who sent him away. Aemond would be like, he'd be like, oh, how can I make Aemond king?
He hasn't heard from Aemond yet. He's only been like Alicent's been trying to communicate. They're just sending word now.
Right. But I think they're kind
And
of.
he's in the middle of several conflicts.
Right. They're making it feel like he's already dead. That's how I'm interpreting this. Is like, oh, he's not responding because when people don't respond, they're dead. Always.
Yeah, that's
Remember
what people
that.
think when I don't answer my phone.
Remember that,
Oh,
audience.
he's dead.
If the person you're calling doesn't answer your call, they're dead.
They're probably dead.
Definitely, probably, maybe dead.
I don't know.
So we got-
a character
okay.
like Otto. They want to kill off screen.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. They did. I don't think they did that in Game of Thrones ever. So I think you're right. They would definitely do it proper. But so on the green side, you have Aegon, you have Aemond, Alicent is still relevant.
Is she though?
She's still like
As long as Aemond's in power, no.
true. She's definitely been shut down, but I have a feeling she's not going to be a background character going forward. So
she'll still be present.
you have Clubfoot, you have the Lannisters faction, you have the Hightowers. So yeah, you have a pretty strong Kristen Cole. You have a pretty strong faction with your side. On Rhaenyra's side, they still have. So they have Rhaenyra.
They just have dragon riders. They don't have an army at all.
Exactly. So, but the war will be won with dragons. It won't be won with armies.
Yeah, probably. And they'll have a bunch.
Well,
now.
they have the Starks. They have.
Oh yeah, we're still waiting for the Greybeards to come down from fucking Winterfell.
The Eyrie and the Reach.
That's taking forever.
You have Rhaenyra's kids. Now the one that doesn't have a kid doesn't have a dragon is probably going to get a big dragon.
Probably gonna get a big dragon.
You have Corlys and the Valyrians, and now they have Sea Smoke.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Daemon.
6 that are technically riding right now.
Yeah. So and then you have, like you said, no standing army. Harrenhal is a ruin, but it's the most pivotal.
Does Corlys have a dragon or not?
Corlys?
He does.
I never see him on a dragon, but he should have a dragon.
I would imagine.
I feel like he does, but maybe we haven't seen it in season 1. He hasn't really left Dragonstone in season 1.
Well, I mean, he was in the battle with Damon for the Stepstones.
Right. But I mean, yeah.
But it was just Laenor on Sea Smoke, I think.
Yeah. So it's but either way, the Valyrian fleet is like incredibly relevant and powerful. Obviously, the blockade is significant. Conflicts in the south. Everything's kind of going Rhaenyra's way, even though she doesn't feel like it is. She should be. I mean, she's winning.
Well, there's only been one battle, really, and she lost that technically.
But
the Greens also lost a bunch of men. Sir Kristen was even saying that this episode. He's like, we kind of lost a bunch, so...
Yep, and they're not really building alliances because Aemond is overconfident with Vhagar, and he's probably going to have a problem keeping King's Landing in order with the small folk. So when you assess it down to like who's got what, the entire North basically belongs to Rhaenyra, even though she can't like touch it. Like the Starks are the wardens of the North. They basically dominate all the northern houses.
Yeah.
The Twins is the gateway to the North, and they
twins.
So they basically have a lock on the North. They have the Eyrie, which is another incredibly powerful house. You have the Ironborn are undeclared. So the Ironborn are the only fleet that actually could probably rival the Sea Snake's fleet.
Yeah, probably.
And if they come into play, that will actually, dude, some cool ship battles would be actually...
Some naval combat.
Naval combat would be pretty sick with 2 dragons flying overhead fighting. Oh, dude, I'm in it. I don't even care.
Can dragons swim?
I don't even need it on screen. Just tell me it happened.
Be like a submarine. Just pops up, eats a boat.
Dude, it was a good episode. There was a lot of little buildup, and every scene was done really well. The acting is still staying strong. I think everyone's playing their roles exactly like how I would expect them to play, which is nice. No one's really misbehaving their character.
Right. It's a lot like the first 3 episodes where it's just kind of just slowly progressing the plot. Where enough is happening to keep your attention, but it still feels like we have been in this stalemate for the whole season.
Well, an hour plus long episode, and the first 55 minutes of the episode are all these little scenes that are building up to things, and then the last 10 minutes are all like kind of things concluding, and you get to the last. I'm starting to think none of these things are going to be resolved because in the last few minutes you're like, okay, is Sea Smoke going to get? Are they going to find a dragon rider? Is that plot line going to go anywhere? Are the little people going to do anything in King's Landing of relevance or significance to the war?
Maybe the blacksmith leads a revolt.
And then, I'm
pretty sure he goes over to Rhaenyra's side.
And then what was the woman's name who put like the 3-day rule on Daemon's? Like, just chill out for 3 days. What was her name?
Alice Rivers.
Okay, so Alice Rivers puts a 3-day rule on Daemon, and it gets to like the last minute, and I'm like, dude, are all of these plot lines going to carry into the next episode? So
that one already did.
Well, yes, that's my point. Is that like they wrapped up Sea Smoke getting a rider, and Daemon getting and the 3-day thing happening for the Tullies. Tullies. I got it right.
I know, it's
first try.
Very confusing.
Yeah, because there is a Tarly, but I get them confused so often.
Samwell, that's his house.
Well, the other thing that the other plot line they touched on but didn't actually wrap up this episode was whether or not the girl who didn't have a dragon, whether or not she was going to go after and find that big one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a thing.
Yeah, and so I'm here for it. I'm like, dude, I thought none of those plot lines were going to wrap up this episode as we were getting too close to the end.
I thought we were basically going to get rid of Rhaena and the kids and whatnot, and we just wouldn't concentrate or see them again. But
I think the show
actually building up to where she might get a dragon and contribute.
I think the show is trying to set up Bela and Rhaena as like Aryas, like little Aryas, little badass bitches.
Little badass bitches. Apparently, there's like 9 different characters throughout George's books that are basically Arya. He's got a thing for tomboy chicks.
That's weird, but I dig it. Whatever. I respect it. Game respects game. Game respects game. Dude, all in all, great episode. I'd probably give it like
I'm around
like
7.
A 7.5 maybe. It's like just because the acting was really good. I thought everyone played their character proper and didn't really go off script with what I would have expected their character to do. That's really important to me when you have a character like misplaying their character.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if all of a sudden the Lannisters made like a bold move that was like anti the crown. It's
We're
like,
gonna take the crown. It's like, what?
yeah, I didn't. So nothing really weird happened with the characters. Every scene looked important and looked like it was building up to something bigger. And you got enough payoff in this episode that you didn't feel like you wasted an hour and a half with nothing happening. But what do you got to look forward to? You get to look forward to Rhaena getting her dragon. You get
Harrenhal, Alan or Adam, whichever one it is that got sea smoke.
Yep.
Braid or Bald, I don't remember. Which
Yep.
one's which.
Braid or Bald. Bald or Braid. So Harrenhal, you get... Dude, I want to see these fucking lions, dude. I don't know why, but that hyped me up so hard. I was like thinking about the elephants we didn't get in Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's true with the Golden Company or whatever.
Yeah, we didn't get to see elephants. CGI lions, though? Oh, I'm in it.
How do you use lions in battle? Do you just like...
War lions? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's like, all right, go to that side. Those people are tastier than our people.
Well, it's probably like... Nah. I see your
It's
point.
just like...
I see your point.
You just drop them in the middle of the night into the castle.
Well, you probably... Yeah, it's probably some
There's
kind
a
of...
lion in the castle.
Lion in the coconut. No, but I mean, Stark's used... Rob Stark uses direwolf. Jon Snow
Yeah,
used...
but he can control that thing.
Sure, I mean, is there any
Unless
reason...
you got motherfuckers warging into lions.
Is there any reason the Lannisters can't have wargs? First off, I don't think
don't
that's...
know.
I don't think that's what's happening here.
Right.
I'm not saying that they're warging the lions. I'm not suggesting that at all.
That'd be hella cool, though.
It wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be shit.
But pet lion, and I can basically just turn into him.
I am actually a little disappointed that my boys in the turbans are not showing up.
No one gives a fuck about Dorne, dude.
Where are all my Dornish
They're not
at?
part of the Seven Kingdoms.
Dude, they've
never been.
They have Viper and like Snake in their name. They're like sick
Do
shit.
you mean the bastards?
Well, yeah. Well, actually, like the
Or
Dorne,
there's
like
sand.
well, the Dorne,
Sand is the bastard.
the Dorne have like a military like ranking of like Viper or something like that. It's if you watch the Bannerlord series, you know.
I'm in and out.
First off, the Reach is like one poll I saw on the internet the other day was, which faction in Game of Thrones would you want to be born into or as a part of? I'm like, the Reach is the only right answer. It's like Highgarden, only fucking Highgarden. It's the only place with like tempered fucking seasons and bountiful food.
I like Storms. Just chilling Storm's End where it's constantly thunder and lightning.
Dude, first off, medieval setting. There's no fucking toilets.
That's cold as fuck too.
Yeah. So
Castles are drafty.
Dude, so being in Highgarden where there's bountiful food, I'm all for that. Like that sounds at least one problem down. King's Landing seems to have a fucking like famine every season. It's like they can't keep food in that place.
Once it feels cold as balls.
All of a sudden they like drive a cart of like 20 lambs down the middle of a street of starving peasants.
I was like, who's in charge of distribution here?
It's like, we need 20 lambs in the capital.
You think the people in the but do you think the people that got Rhaenyra's boats, like they're just like, yeah, we'll hand it out to everyone, or
yeah. No, they
they would have hit a boat or two.
Yeah, they absolutely would have been like, I'm just gonna float this one away.
Yeah, this one's gonna go downstream a little bit.
I would have just like got in the boat, grabbed a piece of wood, and just rode the coastline as far away from King's Landing as I could go. First off, I thought they were all like locked in the city.
That's what I thought too. So I'm like, what's the point to this? Unless the writers forgot about it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just waking up to this. I'm like in this conversation in this moment. I'm just like, wait, weren't all the peasants trapped in the city like 20 minutes ago?
I mean, it could be some of the White Worms people too getting shit into the city.
It could be
into the city. It
could be, but why would they be like surprised and shit?
I don't know.
You got to explain it. It's got to make sense.
Yep.
All right.
Well, 2 seasons left. Or
yeah.
2 episodes left.
2 episodes left of the season. I'm here for it. There's plenty to look forward to. I think they're closing it out. They're building up proper. I mean,
there's going to be a hype moment either in the next episode or the last.
Yeah. I'm kind of
penultimate episode. And usually shit always happens in the second to last episode.
I wish we had more episodes like this when it comes specifically to like Daemon, because they're actually building up his character. Like is there any character growth among the entire ensemble of this show besides Damon right now?
Maybe.
Maybe a case could be made for Jace. Maybe.
I'd say Jace. Maybe Rhaenyra. That's kind of like confidence is really going down. And she's realizing that she's not really getting a whole lot done or.
Sure.
Anything. She's like, I'm gonna lose this war.
But do you think it's like, first off, do you think the character development is even? I wouldn't even categorize it as good enough. I'm just saying Game of Thrones is built on awesome character development. Like characters actually going through some shit. It's not like just planning. Like it's not just planning your war out.
True.
Like where's the fucking character development? Where's like in season 1 it ended super strong. And you were supposed to get this this catharsis about Rhaenyra like dealing with the death of her son Luke. But I don't even feel like I really got that out of it. It's like Luke's death.
I spent some time on it in the first episode.
Well, they had a plan and got the revenge, but then
I meant like when she goes missing for like weeks or whatever, looking for any evidence of.
But it's so insignificant to
or days, I should say, because I think only like 2 or 3 weeks have passed since fucking Viserys died.
I think a big issue I'm having with House of the Dragons over Game of Thrones is that it's so much plot and so little story. Plot being there's so many things happening, but the story, the characters are not being built. Like everyone's just kind of just reacting to the thing in front of them or coming up with plans, which is fun. It's great CG. It's great acting. It's phenomenal acting. I'm just not getting any character development. I haven't seen enough character development in this season. And I think that's what's kind of given me just frustrations about it.
Yeah.
Because Game of Thrones, I think we counted last time we talked, was like 4 big battles. 5 maybe. Definitely wasn't even 1 per season.
No,
so
it was 1 per season. The first season you had the 1 battle, but we're just following Tyrion and he gets knocked the fuck out. So
yeah, so he goes out, lights out. So whereas this show has a lot of plot and very little character development after the first season. So I'm here for it. It's still fun, but I would like to see the characters actually develop, like grow the character into something. Give the characters something to actually emote on.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, in universe right now, barely any time has passed since the end of season 1. So.
Right. I mean, Daemon is the only character in it that's emoting right now.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I mean, you can go through some shit when you're tripping balls all the time.
Well, but there was the moments with Viserys that in the visions were very well made, and you saw Daemon really struggling to reconcile that. But then it came to a point where he was talking to that witch woman, and he actually was like, I need help. Like, I need counsel. I don't need help.
He was like, I'm about to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And, like, she talked him back through it. Like, the character grew into someone who's like, I need help. I'm going to call it counsel very clearly, but I need help. He's like, I can't do this. I'm dealing with the fact that I should have always been king, but also I should have been there for my brother. Also, Rhaenyra is someone who I do care about. Like, he's dealing with this shit, and I'm like, give me more of that for everyone. Like, put Jace on the screen and show me that he's actually either struggling with something, like not being able to do enough, and he's trying to live up to shit. Like, show me Jace as an important character. Show me more about Aemond that isn't just, like, actually ruling effectively. Like, show me Kristen Cole actually struggling with his relationship with Alicent besides just kind of turning his head when she's in the courtyard. I'm like, dude, give me something emotional from these characters to engage with. I'm like,
I mean, Kristen Cole's changing after that battle.
Right. It's almost entirely plot driven. It's very little, like, he doesn't explain why. You don't see that through his emotion or his character acting. It's just, that's what happened. It's you don't see the cinema of that moment. You just see great high caliber acting, him doing what is portrayed in the script properly, but I don't get the sense that was actually anything driven emotionally. He's kind of just like reconciling the plot around him, the things that are actually happening in the story rather than the characters growing or advancing the story.
Well, I can't say I totally agree, but
well, then don't.
Yeah, All right, staunchly against you now.
Well, what? Okay, I would like to. Well, without this turning into an hour-long episode, like besides Damon, who is getting like their character growth? Is Rhaenyra your like?
Yeah, you got Kristen. Rhaenyra a little bit, not a whole lot. She's just been struggling with ruling and being talked down to all the time.
Well, the same. So, expanding question. Rhaenyra, if you took Rhaenyra from right now and put her back at the beginning of the season, pulled this one out of the future and put her in the past, would she do the exact same thing in the exact same way?
Probably not. No.
Well, I mean, like not knowing the events of what happened, but as a character, as like an emotionally grown character.
With the stuff that happened to her that changed her a little bit, without that,
like what?
then yeah, she's the same character.
Well, I mean, like the biggest emotional change that she went through was her son dying.
Son dying, losing Rhaenyra and Meleys, going and actually talking to Alicent and being like, "Hey, this is actually, we can't avoid this."
I get the sense that if she like didn't know how those events would play out, if she didn't, this is a good qualifier. I think this is the important qualifier.
I don't know what you're asking, because if you're losing all the events from, say, episode 1 to where we're at 6 right now, if you lose all that little stuff and then put the character back to where they were in the first episode without experiencing all that shit, then yeah, they're gonna act the same.
Well, the character growth.
It's like asking if Damon, we picked him up and put him in 1, but he doesn't know any of the shit that he just went through. What are you asking? Here's
an example. Did you ever see this is an example. It's just an example. I don't want to overthink this. I just want to get through it. Did you ever see the animated Sinbad movie?
The one with Brad Pitt?
The animated one?
The one with Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sinbad at the end of the story Sinbad at the end of the story is a different character who realizes he's had emotional development and knows the importance of certain things. Mm-hmm. Okay, if you took that character, pulled him out of it, and completely wiped the physical events from his memory, only the emotional grown character, and you just put him back at the beginning of the story, he would play it differently.
That's a hell of a hypothetical.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
If I lost all my memory and was placed last week, then I don't know.
Well, you'd be the same person. You wouldn't have grown as a character.
I haven't had character development.
You've had no character growth in 20 years. You had no, but that's... The point is that if she's still dealing, she would still be dealing with Luke's death the same way. She still would go visit Alicent. She would still do the exact same thing. And if she was grown as a character, all other things being equal, and you put her back there, she probably would be more aggressive or...
It's so weird that you use Sinbad as an example.
Well, the reason I use Sinbad is because it's the most clear example.
Did you just watch it tonight or something?
No. At the end of the movie, he's literally saying, "Oh, no, I'm not the piece of shit that everyone said I was." He literally has that moment, and it's very clear that his character has grown.
I barely remember that movie.
Right. It's like...
It's been like 20 years.
Fair enough. But I'm just saying, it's one of the most clear character growth. It's like the main character says he's not the same dipshit he was at the beginning. So I'm like, okay, great. He's grown as a character.
All
so
right.
I was trying to point to it.
I mean, I'll agree with you to move on.
Well, I think that's pretty much this.
Yeah, that's...
All right, I think that's pretty much it. Guys, if you made it to the end of the video and you enjoyed the conversation, please smash the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. It's free and it's the best way to help us grow. Share the video out there and tune in next week when we review episode 7. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Go tell your stories. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
See ya.